Hello, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Um, I'm here. My name is Koi, and I'm on two different places right here. Let me go live on LinkedIn. Bear with me. Hello, everybody. All right. So it was really tricky. I'm doing this during Mercury retrograde, trying to do two places at once, but I got it. Fingers crossed. All right. Welcome to day 2 and step 2 of the Corporate Detox. So on Monday, we spoke about the very first step of the Corporate Detox, what the Corporate Detox is, who I am, why I'm doing this. And if I want to recap, you can watch the replay on my YouTube and on LinkedIn. But for those that don't know me, my name is Sequoia, aka Koi, aka Queen Koi. Okay, I have a YouTube page called Queen Koi, and I connect with spiritual entrepreneurs. I really love to highlight the path of spiritual entrepreneurship because it's a very spiritual thing, crafting your own energy, right? Really aligning with your talents, your gifts, and sharing that with the world. And there's so many loops, hoops, and all that stuff. And, through my 10 years of entrepreneurship, I found out meeting other entrepreneurs that we need a lot of support. I'm talking about a lot. We need emotional support, most definitely. We need financial support, definitely, right? And we need mental support. We do. We need physical support, people being around us. But a lot of times, y'all, I know, let me know in the comments if you get me with this, right? But like a lot of your family members and your close friends when you're starting a business, they usually don't take you serious. They'll say that they do or whatever, and they're like, oh, this is great. But there's always this underlying tone of confusion, jealousy, or did I say confusion? Like aloofness, just like this detached physical support that's really needed. Because you know why? They don't really get it. They don't get it. Working 9 to 5 or being in the workforce is totally different from being an entrepreneur. You can have that same energy of being a boss, of being a leader, and being like this confident creator, but it's different when you're working for yourself. And I've learned the hard way. And I created something called the Corporate Detox for spiritual entrepreneurs or any entrepreneur, honestly, but helping women really birth their ideas and rejuvenate their energy and help them transition out of this toxic workplace that they can't stand, right? That's not fulfilling their passions, not getting paid for their passions, and really draining their energy. If like anything, if you continue to do things that you don't like, that winds up siphoning your energy. And a lot of times you're kind of giving your power away in a sense, because you're doing something you don't want. So it's like this conflicting energy now that is causing you to diminish, right, and misalign from your soul purpose, your path that's lit for you. And entrepreneurship is definitely that, if that is in your path. If you have an idea on your heart that's keeping you up at night, right, that's making your heart flutter when you talk about it, right, it's stepping away from that. So let's see, where am I at here? I'm on both screens. Let's pull up the screen here. So today is step 2. If you have already downloaded the free guide, the free Corporate Detox guide, it's in the links below, definitely on YouTube. I think it's linked in on LinkedIn. If you haven't already, this would be great to download so you can walk through this and actually take the time to look over it and practice these energies. Not these energies, practice these steps to move forward and really start crafting your specialty offer so you can start getting paid for your passions. So let's go back to the beginning for a quick second. Like I said, Monday, we talked about what Corporate Detox is, right? Taking the steps to getting paid for your passions and really understanding the best ways for you to step into business full time. about 10 years ago when I was in corporate, I did not take the best steps to stepping into my business that I had going on. I was getting paid with a t-shirt brand that I created while I was in corporate, but I felt so like I just wasn't like the atmosphere was not friendly to begin with. There weren't people like me. And the few artists that I connect with, the designers that were in that section of where I was working, right? It they were trying to do their own thing too, and they had their own lives, like we did connect and we always understood like yeah, that's corporate for us, right? But it was like, to me, it was like, it has to be another way to really feel fulfilled within this job instead of going 9 to 5, waking up doing the same thing and feeling really whack doing it, not feeling appreciated for my gifts and talents that I'm giving and getting paid for doing, but not feeling appreciated, like feeling like you had to work extra hard to prove your talents, right? And I get it, like you being there in a new job, especially, um, you kind of do have to prove yourself, right? But not to the extent where it's like people actually know your gifts, right? Like I'm talking about, like for me, I was a designer. Let me just go here real quick. The first week, I'm working with editors, and the editor that I get signed up for, which basically I'm going to be working with forever unless I'm like not in that section anymore. She tells me that like don't think you know everything in this job, and I've been working here for 20 odd years and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh Lord, great. I get linked up with this person, right? I remember when I was leaving, or when I decided to leave my corporate job, right, was the day when I feel like it was a few days after, when I was scolded by my boss, um, saying that I was being a distraction because I finished my work and they didn't have any other work for me to do, because they wind up taking me off the design board, right? And actually putting me in the pets section, which is literally copy and paste. And they did that on purpose. And me being naive and green to the world of corporate, um, I didn't really know what they were doing, but I felt it. And I remember a seasoned worker in that department said, they did that on purpose. Like they know what you can do. Why would they put you on pets when you can do something like that with your eyes closed? And I said, I know, right? And then talking about pets, there was this girl that had I think a service dog. What do they call those dogs? I think when you have anxiety or something, you have like a dog that comforts you. She brought that into the job, and the dog was barking throughout the day, and it was distracting me. And I asked the client, isn't this kind of distracting that the dog is barking and no one's not like hearing this? But yet the other day I was a distraction when I was asking for work. You know what I'm saying? Things like that made me say, you know what? I want to do my own thing. I want to go business full time. But y'all, back then I did not know these steps, okay? I knew there were certain steps, but I went from one toxic place into another environment that was freelance, that still habitually I still did those things that I did in the corporate, right? And that were draining my energy. I was working in other offices. The bright side of it was I got to explore different companies and work with different types of people, but they still had those toxic work habits. And it's just a way of, I just find it, whether I'm working at AC Moore, right, or whether I'm working at an A&E company, television company, right? They want team players. But when you start working in a team, it's always that one person that's not doing the work and contributing. There's a few people that are trying to but can't balance it. And then there's that one person that's doing all the work. It doesn't sound like a healthy team, at least, right? Or it definitely doesn't sound like a team that works in unison, right? You know what I mean? So, step one, we talked about doing the inner work, really finding the confidence, the creativity, and that leadership, that magnetism that shines from within when you're actually doing things you love and following your passions, right? Feeling confident about that and not being told that, hey, that's just a dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like being around people that really truly get you and understand you, to connecting with people that see your work, your value, and understanding that, right? And then really doing the inner work, asking yourself why. Why do you want to be that full-time business owner? Why do you want to do what you want to do? Why do you want to help certain people, right? And if you downloaded the free corporate guide, right, you'll see I have about 10 or so journal prompts that really help you get those gears going, tapping into your heart, and just really tuning into your soul and figuring out some questions that can really inspire you to rev up that passion again, especially if you've been in a job that has really dampened your spirit, which I know about, right? So let's just slide to the second step, right? The second step is energy check-in. So I hope that you stay for the whole thing. We're not going to be here forever, but I am going to go through a quick little simple technique that can really help center your energy, shake off those whack energies, right? And really help you tune into your confidence and really your plan, remembering your why and what you're doing, and remembering you have a passion that you can go home to, right? And really spend time on it and be happy that you're spending time on it instead of thinking about it and being like, oh, I'll get to that later, you know? So let's get into the energy checks. Step 2 is really about checking your energy. Now, me, I have been a Reiki practitioner for over 5 years. It's been off and on because I have been an off and on massage therapist. I've had many jobs, y'all. But I've always bounced in between graphic design, that brand development, and the healing arts, which would be Reiki and massage therapy. And when I finally started understanding that my first business just wasn't cutting it for me. I was losing passion. It was a sneaker business that helped females tap into their creativity, but I was all over the place and spread thin. And I remember when I first burned out, I could not even get out of bed, y'all. Like it was bad. And then it just was mentally, emotionally, and physically, I just felt like, I felt like steel. I was going to say mush, but maybe it's steel on the outside and mush on the in. I don't know, but I know it felt messed up. It really felt messed up. And no matter who I spoke to, whether it had been my family members, my friends, a few coworkers, they just kind of brushed it off well, that's just kind of what happens when you're not working in a place that you like, right? But no one was talking about burnout. No one around me. And I really wasn't connected with the right people that could actually truly help me and actually tell me what's going on with me. Even going to the doctors, it's well, you're okay, but there were some physical things that were going on with my body that was telling me I was not okay. Okay. So me tapping back into what I know, energy healing and work, I dug my head into chakra healing, and I reached out to the spiritual people that I know, and the healers that I knew, and I worked on my chakras, and that is what helped bring life back to me. It really did, and helped me connect with source. Understanding I've always had these gifts, and I don't need to let them go by the wayside. There are people that need and want this and see my value in what I do. Even though I didn't know what I was doing at that moment, and I was still a little bit discombobulated with my offer, a ray of gratitude was birthed. And it was very different from the hip hop, streetwear, um, egotistical people I was dealing with. And I'm not saying egotistical as in bad, because trust and believe, like, I love fashion, I love my sneakers, I still do. But I was introduced into a whole group of people that just were very materialistic and kind of just like showboating and chasing clout for whatever reasons. And I felt like it was straying me off of something that really was not me deep down inside after I started searching and doing my inner work, right? So chakras, if you don't know, we all have them. There's a system that connects with our organs and gives that life force energy through the brain, through the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the heart, the stomach and adrenals and nervous system and vagus nerve, and what else? Reproductive organs, all those things that help just regulate our body and keep us at homeostasis, right? Balanced and aligned. But they also attract energy as well. And there's energy that gets attracted subconsciously, and there's energy that gets attracted consciously. And there's ways to create with chakras. Okay. I can't really see the slide, y'all, because it's really small. Wait, is there a way that I can make this bigger? Oh, yes. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm silly. No, I'm not sorry. I'm silly, and you're experiencing this side of me. So let's talk about the chakras, right? Like I was saying, the chakras are energetic wheels, right, that we all have. And they keep us grounded, right, in tune with Mother Earth. And they also connect us with our spiritual essence that we have. Everyone has, right? We're talking about that soul essence that we just have. We're a part of this universe. And to know ourselves is to know our soul. And to know our soul is to really bring more self-awareness and personal growth to ourselves. And I love working with them, right? Because they helped me with my creative process. So this is a system that guides you through the blocks that we mentally create, right? Where the spiritual is somewhat blocked through the mental and emotional and physical aspects. Because when we have things that are mentally bothering us, right, unhealthy, and it affects our emotional, like, right, or affects our heart, and then this energy winds up getting clogged in a way, because emotions are energy in motion. We're trying to feel, right, physically, but sometimes we feel the non-physical, which is that emotion moving through us, right? And then our mind is trying to tell us what it is, but it's all a spiritual aspect. I don't know if I'm going too fast for y'all. I don't know who's in here, but definitely let me know in the comments. Is this? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get with the technical stuff, y'all. So when we create, right, we're creating with the source energy, the spiritual energy that lands those ideas with us, right? The ideas don't just they seem to come out of nowhere, but they're a gift from above, from source energy, from God, whatever you want to call it, from the universe. And We may have already had it too, laying dormant within us. But when that crown chakra is opened up, that is opening up into our spiritual senses and activating certain things within our mind and our spirit to really help us um, find our own truths. This is our throat chakra. Figure out our own truths and be authentic to us, so we can then in turn really feel the passions within our heart space. And then the lower chakras are, we could say earthly, right? Chakras, but it's more physical things. It's more tangible, more grounded. And when we're talking about grounding that idea from the crown chakra, right? And going all the way down to the root chakra, now we're watering these roots so we can in turn be this healthy, grand tree with all that wisdom that you can tap into and nurture other people with, right? You get what I'm saying? All right. So the main reason why I do this is because I serve. It serves as a map for me when I'm guiding my clients with burnout and really helping them understand the root cause of their burnout. So then I can actually intuitively start guiding them with a recovery plan that fits well for their situation, as well as what they're going to start stepping into crafting their special offer. And I really like connecting with my trackers because it really helps strengthen my intuition as well. And it does that for everyone, right? When you start doing other things and stepping into new habits, it becomes intuitive to you, right? So I just spoke about this kind of. So the upper chakras consist of the crown chakra, the third eye, or I like to call the inner eye, and the throat, right? And when they're overactive, you can feel a sense of overwhelmment, scatterbrain, anxiety, feeling unsure of how to calm down. I don't know if, overwhelmment, right? If you had panic attacks, these are connected with the upper chakras. When underactive, there's feelings like you are forever searching for truths, right? That soul searching that never ends. If you've ever been on a soul searching path, a lot of times our ego will tell us like, well, this is not what I'm looking for, right? But we still haven't really tapped in and really feel balanced and aligned to source. And like I said, when these chakras, the upper chakras are underactive, we can be feeling like we're just searching for truth forever because we're not really looking at the truth within us, right? Sometimes there's escapism, neglecting human responsibilities. There's things like that. And when we're talking about blocks, a lot of times it's the overacting that is causing, let's say, like the crown and the throat chakra that's overactive. And then there's always going to be the other side of the coin where there's other chakras that are underactive. And through this disalignment, there's blocks being created, which are usually subconscious blocks, limiting beliefs that we create within ourselves, honestly, that it's like, I feel stuck, I feel stagnant, and I don't know where to go. So with the heart chakra, the heart is the middle. It's the middle. And I like to say that the heart chakra is kind of like the customer service in a store, you don't know where to go. So you're kind of like, can you help me? It reminds me of when I was younger. My mom used to always be in stores, and when she was in stores, she would take forever. And she still will be in stores forever because honestly, before she had kids, she was a fashion buyer. Okay, go figure. But anyway, I remember her telling me distinctly, like, if you get lost, please go to the customer service desk and ask for her name. And I was one of those kids that ran through the racks, and I got lost a few times. But it was this one time that I got lost and I was really scared. My mom will tell the story because she remembers, but I just remember the fear. the fear from my mom and just the fear of, I thought that, like, I think the store was closing and everything. But I remember they're like, I was like, I'm lost. And I might have been like 5. I don't know how old I was. But they asked, well, who's your mother? Like, who should we call over the speaker? And I know. But I'm just sharing this with you because in a way it's kind of like that's why we do the inner work. We're tapping into our soul. They say that the soul, the heart is where the soul resides. I don't know how true that is, but if that resonates with you, because it resonated with me, it reminds me of what do we truly feel? Our heart will tell us. It's just our mind sometimes that gets disconnected with actually taking action towards that. And as I say, it's that customer service because it's the station that directs emotions, the energy and motion to spirit or to the body. And usually they work with other chakras that can be the gatekeeper that can cause the blocks or actually unlock the blocks. That's how I like to say it. And when the heart is overactive, we're chasing that love, right? It can turn into obsession, disregarding our true feelings. And when underactive, if I can get up in here, it can be the self-loathing type of energy, right? Looking for validation and spiteful type of energy. Lower chakras consist of the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. The sacral is that gut area for women, the womb area. It's about 2 inches below the navel, right? And the root is pretty much near your pubic bone. And the solar plexus, I'm going out of order, y'all, is a few inches above your navel, which is pretty much like near where your actual stomach organ is, or well, your liver, I think, is in the back. But anyway, so with these chakras, right, the lower chakras, we're connecting to the tangible, the earthly things, more of our body, sensations, excuse me. And when overactive, we can be in that survival mode, all right? Kind of what we experience when we're not at a job that feels fulfilling to us. And we have to make money to do something we don't like because we feel that we won't get our needs met, which is shelter, food, all those other like things. I can't name them right now, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Attachment. When we're in survival mode, we're attached to either ideas, people, things, right? And fear. Overactive lower chakras also consist of it feels like we're being very controlling or even greedy, right? Because we're attaching to things. The underactive chakras are not meeting your essential needs. Carelessness with money. Sometimes, like I don't know about y'all, but I remember at one point I'm like, I don't even care about money, but I know I need money. I remember when I was younger, I used to say that, like, I don't care about money. But honestly, I did because I needed the money. But back then it was like, I just wanted to create. I wanted to create for create's sake. But if I wanted to make a living out of this, just like with a lot of healers and spiritual businesses, I've found that in the beginning, a lot of times it's like, well, I have this gift, but like, I don't really want to charge people. But it's like, if this is your livelihood, you have to set it up in a way that there's a reciprocation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so insecurities go with that hand in hand, the underactive chakras. Very manipulative energies can tap into that, and health issues like mental and physical health issues are also when the lower chakras can be underactive. Let me exit out of this full screen and see. I know I just said like a lot. I know I said a lot, y'all. So let me see if there's any comments, because if not, I'm gonna keep it going. All right, because I know I think we're in good timing right now. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So I talked about the chakras. If you downloaded the free guide, it gets into how you can create with chakras. Um, but we're going to do a little exercise. When we're creating with chakras, it's going within and feeling in, right? There's a reason why a lot of times, if you've ever did a meditation, they tell you close your eyes, soften your gaze. And I used to say that when I close my eyes, I'm now inside my body, and if you don't feel that, then you're like we're here, we're grounded. This is tangible energy. But there's a lot of energy that's not tangible, and that can make that complex yet simple. So let's go to the next slide, right? We're going to do this quick tip, okay? So let me see, how do we do this again? All right. So this quick tip is a short breathing exercise that can really help us tap into our energy, right? Shake off the BS from the people and really sit with the present moment so you can be reminded of why you're doing this, right? Instead of feeling like, oh, I'm going to go over here or while out or do whatever, right? When we're talking about centered, we're centering our energy, calling it in, bringing our power back in to ourselves and being in the present moment. The present moment is a gift that many of us do not take advantage of. And I'm not perfect, but I have worked on not giving a flying okay when oh man, when I've been in jobs, and I'm telling y'all, I've been in a lot of toxic jobs where it's like I have to go outside, okay, because y'all aren't hearing me, and now you're going to get me out of character, and I really don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm out of character, when you have to curse somebody out, when you got to bite their head off, I don't know about you. Some people say, "Oh, I feel good doing that." Me, I never really felt good. Not after everything hit the fan, it was like, "Why did I do that? I didn't mean to say what I meant to say." For some people, they say it felt good. But after a while, I think it doesn't feel good because you're not getting the reaction or the response that you're really why you're acting out of character, right? So enough of me talking. Now, when you do this exercise on your own, of course, you're not going to have this singing bowl, but I'm just going to do that for you guys, okay? And I just want to show you on camera. Let me take I just want you to follow my voice, okay? And getting into a comfortable space and position. You can also do this standing up, but I feel like the first few times you want to be doing this in a chair with your feet flat on the ground, or if you're at home, you can get cozy, right? Um, but I just want you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So I'm just going to give you an example right now, right? I'm going to put my hand on my chest, actually, my heart. And I'm just going to close my eyes and take a nice deep breath in and out. And this is the type of breath that I want. I want you to take a full deep breath where it's actually expanding your diaphragm, which actually allows your stomach to raise. And when you're breathing out, your stomach is shrinking, right? Almost crunching back. If you can't do that, you can expand your chest when you're breathing in. As long as you feel that physical rise and contraction, okay? So let's start. I hope you're in a nice, comfy position, all right? So I want you to start taking your first deep breath. Soften your gaze and close your eyes. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to do 2 more deep breaths. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale. And last one. Inhale and exhale. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I just want you to put your hands over your heart and just state an affirmation. I am present right now. Now, as you have your eyes closed and you're going back to your normal breath, I just want you to start to become aware of any tension in your body. Right? Where is there any tension in your body? You can start from the top of our heads. Just slowly be cautious and aware of if our face is tense, if our neck and shoulders are tense, our back, our stomach, our hips, our legs, our feet. Where is there any tension in our body? If you feel tension, I just want you to ask yourself, what is causing this tension? And just take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Open our eyes and shake those shoulders, shake those hands and arms. You can get up and shake your legs. I'm not going to do that. But just shake any shit off from today that has been causing you to feel tense or out of alignment. Okay? I don't know how you feel. I'd love to know. You can write it in the comments. Okay? And by asking yourself that, or even writing it down, if you have a journal, that's great to know because that brings more awareness to your mind, your consciousness, and even helps connect with your soul. The answers are always within you. They will always rise up to the surface when you need them. But you got to ask those questions. And that's why we asked questions and had journal prompts in the first step. Okay? And if there were any spaces in that you felt tension, I'm curious to know, because wherever they are, then you can kind of connect them and start learning like, okay, this has to do with my upper chakras. This has to do with my lower chakras. And you can find more information, the same mouthful of information that I spoke about just now, in my free Corporate Detox guide. Okay, I'd love for you to download that if you haven't. So I don't know. Let's look at LinkedIn. Are there any questions that you guys have? Let's see. Who's up in here? I'll wait for a little bit. I know some people are watching on YouTube. I'll wait. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. I'll just say this. I know some people have asked me like, well, how do chakras connect with like branding in my business? And they help because when you're starting to understand your business, right? And you're noticing there are recurring things happening where you feel stuck and stagnant. There's always have to look back at yourself, which is the first step, looking within and doing the inner work. Because you're operating your business, right? For example, if you are hosting events and you want people to come to your event, you got to promote it some way, shape, or form, right? And if you're doing certain things to promote it that haven't been working for you anymore, why not try another thing? When you start to explore why you haven't tried the other thing, it could be because of lack of confidence, right? not being able to connect with people, having bad relationships, right? Which could actually be the heart chakra. Um, it could be money issues, which is not always the root chakra, but it could be like, well, I don't have the money to promote and do social media and blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, well, you don't have to always do that. Um, Old fashioned promotion is still accessible and still just as efficient as, digital promoting. There's things that you have to look at from all aspects. And I love to help people understand that. Now, sometimes you just may not have um, the strategy for the promotion and the actual energy to move forward, because promoting things, especially if it's something big, takes a lot of energy and focus. And if you don't have that because you are giving your energy to other places, people, and things, there's a need for you to tighten up and really focus in and contain that energy so you're able to move forward and get some progression. Okay. So it looks like y'all don't have no questions. I really love when people interact, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. For the people that are watching this in the replay, I'd love for you to write in the comments if you have any questions. That would be great. Oh, it is 111 where I'm at. Okay. Anywho, if you know, you know, right? So yes, in my guide, when I talk about the different chakras, I also give you a tip like, try this because this may be able to help. Yeah, so that's what I have. Friday is the last step where I'll be talking about creating your special offer, and I'll be going into different types of digital offers that you can start creating. And I speak about digital offers because I remember a coach I worked with put me on game. And it made me feel really good because in the beginning, in the beginning of my rebranding, especially in 2020, I was trying to do products. And there are ways that you can do products that doesn't allow you to put out so much like money, right, and inventory and supplies and all that stuff. But it can be costly, especially if you're trying to expand. Digital offers cost you $0 to very little, as like I like to call it free 99, okay? Because it's the internet. You're allowing yourself to work with different tools that you can actually use for free. And you're also tapping into your talents, your professional skills that you are passionate about. And again, I can't say it enough. Like when you are passionate, right, that actually connects with your solar plexus. That gives you the will, force, and desire to move forward and move with spirit, as well as take action. Have steps and strategies that you can actually do on purpose because you're following your soul purpose. Get it? All right. So stay tuned Friday again at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be talking about creating your own special offer and giving you inspiration for that. All right. And again, check out the links below. I do have a club I call Queen of Wands because Queen of Wands embodies this entrepreneurial energy, this infectious, vivacious, but passionate energy that follows her intuition and creates the life that she wants to live in. And by creating those special offers, we in the club, we learn different things like this, understanding burnout, where you're at personally, the self-care tips to do that. I also do free private intuitive readings in there for y'all, only y'all, because you guys are getting exclusive content. The content you see in my stuff. It's not exclusive, all right? You learn more about your chakras, you get discounts on workshops, free tutorials, and much more. I really would love for you to check that out. This is where the link is, or you can find it below. And of course, you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and I'm usually doing more on YouTube right now. So these are the places and spaces where you can find me. Check out the links below. And if you just feel lost, just comment below and I'll always respond, okay? So thank you for showing up. Thank y'all in the replay. I know I'm just calling y'all out because I want to. Comment below, right? If there's any questions that come up, I will respond. And I hope that you can join me in the last step on Friday. Thank you again for being here with me, exploring this with me, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out of y'all. Peace.